Why are the top pros so good around the greens? Well, one factor you might not have thought of is their ability to control their tempo. Keep watching this video to find out what I mean and how you might implement this in your own game to improve yourself around the greens as well. Hi guys, Andy Shakespeare here, PJ Professional and Short Game Specialist. Thanks for tuning in and welcome back to all my regular viewers. If you're a new viewer, please make sure you hit subscribe, it's free to do so, and if you like this video, give it the thumbs up as well. So, to today's video, I'm going to be talking about tempo and how that can really help you with your chipping. So where I see a lot of people struggle with their short game is that they end up with an inconsistent tempo. So it's really important that we don't get confused between speed and tempo. They're two very different things, even though they're related to each other. So basically, tempo is the ratio between our backswing and downswing. So when we're hitting a full shot, we're looking for about a 3-to-1 ratio, but in our short game, we're looking nearer to a 2-to-1 ratio. So for example, if I was doing a full swing, we're going to be looking at 1, 2, 3, hit. So that's your 3-to-1 ratio. But in chipping, we're looking for something nearer 2-to-1. So 1, 2, hit. So you can see that the movements are slightly different and the ratio between the backswing and the downswing is certainly different there. So this is not to be confused with speed, where we'll be looking at how fast the club goes through. Because the speed we can hit the shot can really vary, but the tempo can be exactly the same. For example, I can do it really slowly. So even if I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, that's still a 2-to-1 ratio. So really make sure that you understand the difference between speed and ratio, because a really fast one could also be 1, 2, 1. So suddenly it's a quicker swinging action, but the tempo is exactly the same. Let me first explain where people generally go wrong when they're around the greens hitting their chip shots. So they struggle because this tempo is incorrect. So what I find is that people end up going back too slowly and then try and go through too quick. So they'll try and really get in a nice position and then they'll really rush that shot through. So there's no natural flow to that shot and they're really going to struggle to execute that action. So if I really try to go slow and then rush the shot, suddenly I've really lost the strike, everything collapsed and it wasn't really moving in a nice flowing action. So where we can really start to improve is to really start looking at speeding up that backswing to match the downswing in that 2-to-1 ratio. So just to give you a nice idea of what a nice speed would be of your wedge, it's just good to hold the wedge on the end here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pinch the club on the end between two fingers and then just let it rock. So you can see it's got a really nice pendulum flow to that. So it just gives you a nice idea of how you might want to start swinging the club. So when I start feeling that same rhythm, you can see I'm really starting to get a nice action going here. So 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. And just get that really nice flow to the movement. So I'm just going to hit a shot for you here. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. How should we control this tempo then? So the reason people struggle with the slow backswing and quick follow through is that their arms try and hit the shot and try and overtake. So to get good at controlling this tempo, it's really important that we control it through our torso movement. So you're really going to feel that our body opening up, so opening up to the right and then following through to the left is really controlling this shot. So just putting the club, the butt end of the club in just below your sternum, hold it with your hands on the shaft, just get that feel of controlling the movement just by turning my body. So this just gives you a really good synchronization between arms and torso, which you can then implement into your chipping action. So my torso turns away, 1, 2, and then through 1. And the better you get at doing that, you're just going to get more and more successful at creating a consistent tempo and getting a consistent strike with the shot. Each and every one of you is going to have a natural rhythm to your swing. So for me, I'm quite brisk, it's quite fast, but some of you might be quite slow. So we certainly don't want to fight that. We want that to be our go-to shot around the greens. But we want to try and get that 2-to-1 ratio with that natural speed. The more confident you get at controlling that though, it'll be good to start introducing different speeds around the green. So if you can start varying the speed of your chip shots, you're going to change the flight and have more variation and be able to hit more shots around the greens and be better around the greens. So we know that my natural rhythm is quite brisk, so it's 1, 2 through, but I can still change my chipping action to a faster swing but maintain that same tempo. So let me just do a fast one for you. So 1, 2, 3. So a lot quicker, a lot faster, but I can still maintain that excellent tempo of 2-to-1. So 1, 2, 3. And that was me doing the brisk action. The chip shot came out a lot lower and had a lot of speed on it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a slow swing. So the tempo is still going to be the same, but I'm going to ensure that I maintain that excellent tempo on a slower swing speed. 1, 2, 3. So you can see much slower action. I was just counting 1, 2, 3 in my head to maintain that nice tempo. 2, 3. So all of a sudden, I did a much slower swing, the ball came out higher and it landed really nice and softly. I hope this video is giving you a better understanding between the differences of speed and tempo. Any questions though, please file them in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to answer. I hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure that you click the thumbs up button. And to my new viewers out there, please make sure you hit subscribe. It's free and you're not going to miss out on the latest short game tips.